Hey, everybody. It is yours truly, Dr. Shamieka Dean. Come on in, come on in, come on in. So, if you are here today, then you know that today jump starts the 7-day YouTube live challenge that I have dared other influencers and business owners to join me on this journey. And the reason that I started this challenge is because this is actually my second time doing this live challenge. I did it last year to help others grow their YouTube. I have been blessed to grow my YouTube, my personal YouTube, which is under Shamieka Dean. So you can go and subscribe there. But from 0 to over 30,000 subscribers in less than 6 months. And I did that without paying for ads, without any affiliates or, any influencers, nobody put me on or anything like that. And so I did that with a live video strategy. And so I launched this challenge to teach other people how to do it, to push them out of their comfort zone, like get off the boat, right? And so that's what we're doing here. So this is day one, and over the next 7 days, I am going to be going live every day for 7 days on this channel with a different topic. And I wanted to hold on a second. My camera is doing its own thing. Oh, that made it worse. Hold on. Give me a second. That's going to be driving me. Hold on a second. Yeah. Let me find mine. Okay. So let me clean this off because this is just driving me. All right. So we're good to go. I'm back. Hey, Jay. Hey, Aisha. Hey, the Phoenix Oasis. How are you? How are you? How are you? So sorry about that little tidbit, but I just could not sit here with my screen all blurry and all that stuff. So, hey, Stephanie. So first things first, like as you're tuning in, one thing I believe is sharing the wealth. So share this video with other people. If you are not subscribed to this channel, subscribe. Click that little bell next to subscribe so that you can be notified every time I go live and every time I post some banging content, because my content is like life-changing, right? That's what I say. I believe it. So, so again, this is day one of the 7-day YouTube live challenge. And again, the reason I wanted to do this is because, first of all, if you're not using live video, you are literally not leveraging your business. You are missing out on great impact. The thing that I love about social media and live video is that you can reach so many more people virtually than you will ever be able to meet in person. And so you can expand your network and your net worth using live stream. That is one of the most highest converting forms of video marketing to date, of marketing period. And that's why you see how so many people spend a lot of money on commercials and videos and all of that cute stuff, because it captures the attention and it connects with your audience in a way that other marketing material does not. And because, we are in a time where everyone wants things pretty quickly and stuff like that. So this right here gives us the opportunity to really be able to connect with our audience and build that connection, build that community, and really convert. If you're a business owner, this is one of the ways that you can convert also people into paying customers. So, all right, I'm just looking at the comments real quick. So again, make sure that you are sharing and inviting others to join and watch this broadcast. Before we get started, I want to ask a question, because y'all know, if you follow me for a little while, you know that Shamieka loves engagement and interaction. So with that being said, I want to know how many of you all are a coach, life coach, or business coach, or health coach, or any kind of coach, or desire to be a coach in any capacity. So if that is your desire, or if you're already in that vein, just let me know in the comments which category you fall under. And I'm going to share some things with you today, again, because the topic of this is how to become a successful life coach. And I'm going to be talking about some of the fundamentals and foundations of becoming a successful coach. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So again, just comment in the chat box for me. Okay, so the Phoenix says, I desire to be a Christian, holistic health lifestyle coach. Okay, that is a long, long name. So first, I would say to you to really think about shortening that because you want whatever it is you do to be memorable and be able to be repeated. So I would definitely suggest shortening that brand name for one. Okay, she says, I'm only 21. Maybe when I'm 27, will want to be a life coach. Okay, cool. Awesome. So nevertheless, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. I wish I could play music on here like I do when I'm actually teaching in my Zoom classes, because it kind of gets me in, my vein and my flow or whatever. But nevertheless, I don't feel like singing. So I'm just going to teach real quick. So the first things first, there are so many questions surrounding becoming a life coach. How do you get started? Do you need to be licensed? Do you need a certificate? Do you need a large following? Do you need a website? Do you need all of these different things, right? And so one thing about me, if you know, is that wherever there is an excuse, I always tell you to examine the excuse. Now, there is a need to know certain things to get started, but there's also this little thing that's called fear that will make you believe that you need all of these certain things just to get started. And so one thing I tell people is this, I believe, and I know this to be true, that one thing for sure is that God has already given you everything you need to get started. And in your obedience, he'll give you everything you need to complete it. Okay. Point blank, period. Right. So everything you need to get started is already at your fingertips. What you need to complete will start when you are obedient, because you don't get the next step, the next strategy, until you are obedient and apply the first one. All right. But do you need a website? No. So I'm going to go ahead and answer that. Do you need to be licensed? No. Do you need a large following? No. So those are the three of the main questions that I always get. And the answer to all of those is no, no, no. So just type no in the comments, okay? Because you don't need all of that stuff to be a coach, to be a life coach, or to even get started, as a life coach. So that's the first thing. Now, another thing that I'm going to do is, number one, is going to give you a breakdown. So, and what I'm going to do here is I want to help you identify first and foremost, are you a coach or are you a strategist? I personally do not identify as a coach. Although what I do falls under the coaching industry, I don't identify myself as a coach. And here's why. Because I personally believe that they are not synonymous. I do not believe that a coach and a strategist are the same thing. The difference between a coach and a strategist, and the reason why I'm sharing this is because I need you to understand exactly how you need to show up and present yourself when you do start to step into this industry. So the difference between a coach and a strategist is this: a coach is there to encourage you, to empower you, and to enlighten you, and to equip you to birth what's within you. All right, I'm going to say that again so that you can get clarity on this. A coach is there to empower you, encourage you, enlighten you, and equip you to birth what is within you. Here's the difference between that. A strategist is the person that gives you the software, the systems, the structure, and the strategy to build what's been birthed out of you. Okay? So that is the difference. I'm going to say it again. A strategist is the person that gives you the software, the systems, the structure, and the strategy to build what's been birthed out of you. The reason why there is a distinct difference is because you need to know what your skills are, what your gifts are, what you're anointed to do. And so when you understand that you can really show up and accelerate, because now you're in alignment with what you're already anointed to do. Okay. Excuse me. I don't identify myself as a coach because I understand that with coaches, that's more so for people who are beginners, and they really need someone to constantly empower them and constantly help them push out what's there. But as a strategist, you specifically are giving them what they need so that they can start building what's already been birthed out. And so that's how I identify, and that's how I show up, because I am a strategist. I know what systems, I know what structure, I know how to help you develop structure. I know how to give you strategy, and I know how to tell you what software you need so that you can go ahead and be successful in it. Okay. And so that is the difference. So again, number one is understanding where you, how you identify, and how to align yourself with what you're already anointed to do. Okay. The second thing is belief, right? So number one was breakdown. The second part is belief. Now, why do you say belief? The reason why belief is so important for you to be successful as a life coach is because I have what is called the 80-10-10 formula. And what that is that success as a coach or any other business, y'all hear me and hear me well, okay? Success as a coach or in any other business, any other niche, any other position, whatever it is you are called to do, is 80% personal development and it is 20% professional development. The reason why, again, we're starting with belief is because whether you believe that you can or you can't is true. Did y'all catch that? I want to make sure you caught that. Whether you believe you can or you can't is true. Why? Because your belief system becomes your behavior system, and your behavior system determines your birthing system. So that means that whatever you believe is how you're going to behave, and how you behave is going to determine what you birth. Okay. So again, if you believe that you can be successful in this industry, you can. If you believe that you cannot, you cannot. Whatever you believe, because I can believe it for you. Your mom can believe it for you. Your teachers can believe it for you. The pastor can believe it for you. But if you don't believe it for yourself, then you will be stuck and you will not be able to achieve what it is you desire to achieve. Now, I said 80-10-10. So the 80% is about your mindset, right? Your mindset. Wherever the mind goes, the man follows. Whatever you believe, that is what you will achieve. So it's your mindset. So 80% mindset, 10% skill, and 10% strategy. Okay. I have seen people whose skill set is bare minimum, but they have a belief system and a mindset to succeed. And so because they have that mindset and that belief system, they are out here killing it. They are succeeding. They are soaring. They are taking no prisoners, right? They are defeating the odds that were stacked against them. Why? Because of their mindset. So again, it's 80% mindset, 10% skill, and 10% strategy. So a lot of people think that they need a whole lot of money to be success. No, you need to have the right mindset. Before I made my first 6 figures, I believed, and I would say it all the time, I'm a 6-figure earner. I would say it all the time. I make over $100,000 a year. I continued to say it until it manifested in my life, because I was conditioning my mind to believe it and my mouth to say it. And so what I know about the mouth is that whatever comes out of the mouth will manifest in your life. And so I always say this: if you don't want it to manifest in your life, some of y'all probably already know what I'm going to say, but if you don't want it to manifest in your life, don't speak it out of your mouth. Okay. So write that in the comments. If you don't want it to manifest in your life, don't speak it out of your mouth. And I'm going to give you guys just a couple of seconds to catch up right there. And then I'm going to go to the next point. Again, if you're just tuning in, make sure that you invite others to join us, that you share this video on your pages, and invite others to join us tonight. Hey, Hilda. Yes, absolutely. I love the engagement. I love how you all are chiming in. Engagement is key. Okay. The next thing that you need is, hey, God's woman, how are ya? Thank you so much. The next thing to be a successful life coach is the background. Okay. So what do I mean by background? That means experience. So a lot of people think, again, that you need a lot of followers, right? Or you need a certificate, or you need a website, or you need all of these other things to get started as a life coach or a success coach or business coach or what have you, however you want to identify yourself. or even as a strategist or a solutionist, whatever. However, you don't need that, but you do need experience. Now, what do I mean by experience? Here's the thing I want to get you to understand. I do not mean expert, okay? As you are building your experience and sharing your experience with others through your program, you then become an expert, okay? So, again, you need experience not to be an expert. How can you be successful? You become an expert over time as you are continuing to show other people how to achieve success and goals or solutions or whatever it is that you're going to be providing them through your coaching program or through your signature course. And so that experience, and it doesn't have to be on the job experience. It can be life experience. That's why it's called life coach. And one thing about that is there is not a certificate that can qualify you or disqualify you from your personal life experience. Okay. The things that I learned as a strategist and what I implement and how I build my business, I did not go to school for that. I learned it by getting in the grind, getting in the dirt. All right. I did not go out here and I didn't go to school for that. I literally shared my strategies, what I did and how I got the results in my own life. And I show other people how to do the same thing. Okay. So someone says, can you be a coach and a strategist? I mean, I guess you can. I'm not though. So I can't really speak from a place of experience on that, but I definitely, hey, Legacy Lady, no problem. Thank you for being here. Someone says, can you get experience from college classes? You can get education from college classes. Experience is on the job. So it's like being able to do it, going through the process to produce said results. Okay, so you can get education. And so a lot of times when you go to school, you can get certain kind of knowledge and things like that. So I'm not knocking school. If you follow me, you know that I have 4 degrees. So I'm not knocking school. I'm not telling anyone not to go to school. If that's what you desire to do, then by all means do that. There are things that school can teach you that life cannot. Okay. But there are things that life can teach you that school cannot. And what I know to be true is that people do not care if you are licensed. They care if you can get them results. So I want you to type this in the comments. I can get results. And so how do you, I know one of the questions probably now is, well, I don't have any clients. So how can I prove that I can get a result? You are your brand. Okay. And so that is the next step. Is brand. That means that you become the brand for yourself. You become the walking testimony. You become the results in live form. You are your brand. And when you're showing up and you are literally living proof that what you are teaching other people is going to work, it starts with you. Hey, Jordan. So if you are not your own example, if you're not your own brand, you cannot teach anyone else how to do it. And so there is something that you did to help you get there. But again, you have to be your own brand. Okay. So when I put t-shirts out there, yeah, they want to look at you and see results. And so nobody starts out having clients, right? So you just have to understand that you don't come on the scene always already having clients, but you come on the scene being your own brand. You come on the scene being the result that people are looking for. So for example, someone who's starting in the health industry or, the health coaching niche, and you're saying lose 30 pounds in 30 days, but you haven't lost 30 pounds in 30 days, right? Or you're saying make $500 in a week, but you haven't done that. And so that's what I mean by being your own brand. As long as you can present the results to people, they do not care if you're licensed or not. Right? They don't care. They simply care that you can get them results, and you can get the results in the time frame that they are desiring to have those results. Okay. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Stephanie. All right. Is that clear? So number 1, we've already talked about the breakdown, and that is to identify where you stand. Yes, exactly, Phoenix Oasis. So if you guys would do that for me, If you would share this video real quick, if you haven't already done so, just share it. And I want you to use the caption, I get results because I am my brand. All right. So put that out there and I'm going to show you what you're doing. You're already setting yourself up for people to start looking at you to get to see what it is you bring to the table. And so because you're doing that now, if you're participating in this 7-day live challenge, then guess what? People are going to start showing up to see what it is you're talking about and to see what you have to offer. Okay. So when you've done that, just type done. All right. And then we're going to go again. So number 1 was breakdown. Number 2 is belief. Number 3 is background. Number 4 is brand. And then number 5, we're going to go to number 5. As soon as you're ready for number 5, let me know. And we'll move to number 5. And then we have, so we have 6. I'm going to cover 6 different steps tonight for you to become a successful life coach. Hey. Hey, Nobuntu. I cannot pronounce your last name, but thank you so much for being here with me at 1:20 a.m. You are the real MVP. Thank you so much. But share also as you're tuning in. I'll share this video. Okay, good. Thank you, Jay Gibbs. Thank you for sharing. All right. Okay, so now we have the next step is basics. Okay, so the basics of being a successful life coach is really, you can share it on your Facebook or whichever platform, you know, it allows you to share. But I would prefer if you share it on Facebook. That would be good if you have Facebook. But other platforms that you have that you're able to share it, just share that as well. Okay, so again, the basics. So the basics of being a successful life coach is to, number 1, you need to have a brand name. Okay, so we talked about being your brand before, and that's like being the result. But you need to have a brand name, and you also need to, under your brand name, you also need to identify what platform you're going to show up on, the people that you're called to serve, the problem that you solve, and the promise that they will get from working with you. So I'm going to say that again. So the basics is you need to have a brand name, something that stands out amongst the crowd, something that speaks solution, something that is not like everyone else. And so one of the things that I do that I specialize in as a strategist is helping my clients create a brand name that is solution driven, that is solution focused, and that is unlike anyone else that is in their niche that's doing what they are doing. So I'm behind quite a few brands, the Monetization Mogul, the Relationship Resolutionist, the Success Solutionist. What else? I have the Catalyst Coach for CEOs. So those are just some of the names that I have been privileged and blessed to create for some of my clients that are out here doing amazing work. But again, when you hear their names, like Monetization Mogul, you automatically know what it is they're bringing to the table. They are teaching you how to monetize. When you hear the Catalyst Coach for CEO women, you know that she's helping CEO women rise to a new level. So the Relationship Resolutionist, you know that she's bringing resolution to your relationship problems. So I give them and create names that align with the solutions or the problems that they solve. Okay, so you need to have a brand name that stands out amongst those that are in your niche, but that speaks directly to the solution that you are providing for your clients. You also want to do the basics of, getting your EIN number so that you can be official as a business owner. A lot of people are saying they're business owners and don't even have an EIN. Like, how are you a business owner? You haven't even established your business, right? So you want to make sure that you establish your business officially with an EIN, with your company name. And then again, identifying your brand name, and a part of your brand name and your brand messaging, it needs to include the platform that you're going to show up on. A lot of people are on all these different platforms and they are seriously not really making progress because they are all over the place. So they are spreading themselves thin, and they are not showing up where they need to show up, where their people are. Okay. So, again, the platform and then the people that you are called to serve. Who are you called to serve, right? So there's this particular group of people that you are called to serve. What problem are you solving for them? What is their problem? What is the common problem, the core problem that they have? And then what promise? So the promise is, what do you promise them as far as what solution you will provide to them for the problem that you solve? Okay. And so when I'm talking about platforms, so I'm going to turn my computer around just a minute, and I'm going to show you guys my board because I had to simplify my structure, my strategy of my business, and I did it with this method that I learned from a coach that I am in her program. And so let me see. Can you guys see that board? Let me see. Hold on. Let me make sure. Okay. It's probably backwards, but just in case it is. So what you see on this board is you see attract, you see invite, persuade, and convert. I simplified my entire business to the main components that I'm going to use to convert my audience, to attract my audience, which is YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. How am I going to invite them to work with me is either through email, through PDF, a PDF document, or client application. How am I going to persuade them to work with me is either going to be on a call or a webinar, or even like this live video. And then how am I going to convert them? So the conversion is the actual products that I have to offer. And that's either what I'm trying to convert them into. So it's either going to be a one-on-one, my YouTube masterclass, my SOAR, or my signature program. And so that is like simplified process. All right. Thank you, Stephanie, for tuning in. But that's the simplified process. So what I was saying again is you need to be able to identify what platform. So I share the board with you because the platforms that I use are YouTube, IG, and Facebook. Now, here's the thing. My primary platform is YouTube, which is why it's first. Okay. And then I use IG and Facebook kind of synonymously, but that platform is where my people are showing up, where I find the people that I'm called to serve. All right. Now, the last part of how to build a successful coaching business is backup. Okay. You need to be able to back it up. And what do I mean by back it up? Whatever you are teaching in your coach, in your program, it needs to be able to be duplicated in results and replicated in the lives of all of your clients. So that means that you need to be able to give them a strategy that's going to duplicate results that you've achieved and something that can be replicated for every client that comes through your business. And what I mean by replicate, I mean that you're not having to create a whole different game plan every single time for different people. It's something that you can easily replicate, and it's getting the same duplicate results that you were able to get for yourself. And then you're able to get get these results in the lives of other clients. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't mean that it has to be the exact results, like the exact numbers, but it does mean that you should have to be able to duplicate what you've done for yourself into the lives of others and more than one person. And then again, replicate, because it saves you time, it saves you money, it helps you to better streamline your products and services as well. Okay. So I'm going to go through these one more time because we've been on here about 30 minutes. And I want to try to keep these lives under 30, unless you have questions pertaining to particularly what we've talked about. So will you be doing a course on this one day? Well, Jordan, I am so glad that you asked, because I am actually launching my Next Level Business Academy in June. And I haven't released it to the public yet, but I have already enrolled over 20 people into that academy. And it is going to be a monthly subscription-based academy for course creators and online business owners. And so it has 3 levels. There are going to be 3 tiers to that course. And so I'm sorry, to that academy. And the way that it's structured is that you can only get to the next level by going through this level for 6 months, and then the next level for 6 months, because it's going to let me know if you're really ready for the next level. So it's going to be an awesome. So you guys make sure you stay tuned for that, because it's going to be amazing. So I already have my beta group that's going to start going through it already. And yeah, so it's literally going to be I'm launching my own business academy, and so I'm super excited about that. So thanks, Jordan. Thank you, Hilda. Yeah, so I will be putting out information about that probably after I'm done with this challenge, but I wanted to focus on one thing on one thing at a time. So yeah, I launched enrollment for it during the Stories That Sell Masterclass, and I had about 35 people that were on the call when I launched it. And out of the 35, 21 people enrolled. So it was such an amazing experience, because like I said, it's a monthly membership, and some of them were like, look, I want to pay in full, like, let me pay in full. And yeah, so it's amazing, and I can't wait to officially launch it. The delay happened with all of this that's going on, so it kind of pushed some things back, but nevertheless, it's going to be on and popping. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, so I'm super excited about that. Where was I, Jordan? You got me so excited, I forgot my train of thought. So I'm going to just go back through the steps of how to become a successful life coach. I'm just going to run through them again. And if you have any questions pertaining to what I have covered on here, then make sure that you ask those questions before we end. I'm going to give about 5 minutes for a Q&A at the end when I'm done. Okay. So number one is breakdown. So identify whether you are a coach or a strategist. Number two, belief. So success in any business is 80-10-10. It's 80% mind, 10% skill, 10% strategy. So it's literally 80% personal development and 20% professional development. And then the third one is background. So the experience, the experience that you have, being able to share that experience with others. And knowing this about experience is that a lot of people think that they need a lot of experience. No, you just need to be able to help people get to the next step. And so I like to use the alphabet analogy. If they're on the level A and you're on, if they're on letter A and you're at letter C, you can teach them how to get to C. They just want to get to where you are. Okay. Excuse me. So as long as you're not trying to take them to D, you're good. You're simply just giving them what you know. You're sharing your strategies to get from A to C. That's it. So if all you can do is teach them how to get to C, you can develop your program around that. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then brand. So be your own brand. You are the testimony, right? You are the walking and breathing testament of what you do and what you know works. And so prove your own results by being the brand and showing up every day as the solution, as the success. The next step is basics. So the basics is having a brand name, knowing your platform that you're going to be on to promote, the people that you're called to serve, the problem that they have, and the promise that you would give them to be able to solve the problem that they have. And then the basics as far as, getting your EIN number and establishing your business name, making yourself an official business owner by going through the proper tools and things that you need to do in your city and in your state. And all right, thank you. Thank you so much, Hilda. And then the last part is backup, being able to duplicate the results that you received and to replicate that same process with all of your clients. Okay. So thank you so much, the Phoenix Oasis. That is exactly it. All right. So that's what it really takes to be a successful life coach. These are the foundations and the fundamentals of being a successful life coach. Okay. So of course, there comes with marketing and breaking down all of that other stuff. But today I just wanted to talk about the fundamentals and the foundation of being a successful life coach. Now, again, we'll be going live every day for 7 days. And tomorrow, Bianca, what am I talking about tomorrow? Let me see. What are my notes? Bianca knows because she created all of my stuff. Um, I think tomorrow I may talk about doorbell versus doormat. Okay, so yeah, doorbell versus doormat is what I'm probably going to talk about tomorrow. And so what am I talking about doorbell versus doormat? I'm going to be talking about some boundaries that you need to set in your business as a business owner, because one of the questions that I was getting is when you're transitioning into being a business owner, and you have friends and family and things like that, or people that haven't seen you in that light, and like, how do you show up? How do you set boundaries? How do you start converting as a business owner when you have been a friend for so long, right? Or you've been the person that's just been cool that everybody comes to and picks your brain all the time, right? And so I'm going to talk about how to set boundaries so that so that you would know how to be a doorbell, and not a doormat. Because in our humility and not wanting to hurt people's feelings and all of that stuff, it can be difficult for you to really show up as a business owner and be taken seriously in that light when you're first transitioning. And so you need to know how to transition properly. And so I'm going to be talking about how you can set boundaries without feeling guilty. How can you set boundaries without destroying relationships that you already have? Okay. And so we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. So that's day 2. So again, if you're inside of the Instant Influence group, that's where I am facilitating the 7-day live challenge. Okay. And so if you're not inside of that group, then you won't be able to participate. For those who are just starting, I did go ahead and some people, thank you so much, Bianca. Some people, just got in today. And so, but I'm still only going to be teaching for these 7 days. And so if you're still going to go live and participate in the 7 days, you can start tomorrow. But I will only be teaching on it for that 7-day period. So I won't be going backwards. Okay. So someone asked a question. I wanted to go ahead and answer that. If I don't have any more questions, just type no. So that way I will know that we're good. And I won't, just be sitting here looking like I'm looking. I can just be like, okay, all right, talk to you later. Toodaloo. But there was a question that says, when and how do you realize you are a strategist? I believe for me, I've always known that I was a strategist. I just didn't have the language to communicate or to articulate that. But I've always known that I wasn't good at coaching, because coaching is really about just constantly motivating people. And I'm not a motivator in that sense. I'm not a constant encourager in that sense. I'm not a hand holder. And so I knew early on, I just didn't have the language to articulate what it was. But I think it was about a year ago now, I believe, when I just really said, I'm just not a coach. I'm just not a coach. So no, I'm always counting myself out because I'm not in America. Yeah, I have clients all over the world. So I have clients in Jamaica, the Bahamas. I have clients in Ireland. I have clients in the Virgin Islands. I have clients in Africa. So yeah, my courses are digital and it's online. So as long as you have Wi-Fi or access, to the internet, then you would be able to enroll and have access to my courses. Was it hard to get that first client? It was hard because I made it hard. I believe that hard is a mindset. And so I believe that if you tell yourself it's going to be hard, then it's going to be hard. Because again, as I said earlier, what you believe in your mind and speak out of your mouth will manifest in your life. So if you believe that it's hard, it's going to be hard. But if you always look at it as an opportunity to develop a solution, or if you look at it as, when you see opposition and you say, okay, this is an opportunity for me to do something new or to do something greater, then you're going to do that. So Again, I believe that heart is truly a state of mind. I believe that there are challenges and that opposition happens, but if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. So it's all about perception for me. I'm really big. Everyone if you follow me, you know I am big on perception. I am huge on perception, because I believe that life is all about perception. That is my motto, my mantra. Um, I just truly believe that it's all about perception. So, any other questions? Oh, you're in South Africa. Okay, cool, awesome. Yeah, I have clients from Africa in Africa as well. So that's the good thing about things like live streaming, video, and all that stuff is you actually have access to reach more people and connect with more people. So yes, yeah. All right. Hey, Crystal, thank you for tuning in. So good. So thank you all so much for tuning in to my first day one of the YouTube live challenge. It's a 7-day challenge. So I'll be going live for the next 7 days. So all this good stuff that I'm going to be giving away for free, you better catch it because I'm not going to leave these videos up. So you do want to make sure that you catch and grab this free training and teaching that I'm going to be doing over the next 7 days. All right. And so I'm probably going to go live around the same time every day. I don't want to say for certain because I know that I'll be traveling tomorrow. And Sunday, I have something to do as well. Although I can't go to church, I have something to do. But all right, awesome, Phoenix. Okay, cool. All right. So thank y'all so much. I love you immensely and intensely. And until tomorrow, bye-bye.